Alright, so out in the garage again. Don't really have a plan for today. Just kind of a rainy day outside. I'm in the garage cleaning stuff up. It's absolutely blown apart from working on this, working on my Subaru, just doing other random stuff, and just got quite a scattered mess, but decided I wanted to make a video, take a little break from cleaning. I've really never have done an update on YouTube to show a lot of the different projects. I've been doing little updates on Instagram to show what's going on with stuff, but as far as my YouTube goes, we kind of just jumped into projects as far as like building the square body here. And then I just randomly jumped into my drift car, my other Subaru that I just picked up. And I mean, I'm just throwing so many different projects into the mix of my channel that, I don't know, to anybody who is keeping up with my channel, it might be a little confusing if you don't actually know me. I know a lot of my friends obviously know the projects and what's going on around here for the most part, but I figured maybe today would be a good day to just kind of show my stuff off to YouTube, you know? So we're just gonna see what happens from there. As you can see, I got the square body Cummins behind me, so we're down in the main shop today. At least starting down in the main shop. But the old 12 valve is just chilling right now, waiting on some parts for it, waiting till I can afford some parts for it. I was making very good progress in April, and I ended up ordering all the wrong injection lines. I ended up ordering non-intercooled injection lines instead of intercooled injection lines for a 12 valve, and surprisingly they run different. So currently I'm gonna be swatting mosquitoes the whole time. They're awful out here. I'm covered in bug spray and but yeah, so we had just some complications with parts that we're waiting on. As you've seen in the videos, the body's all situated. I don't think I filmed getting the front clip situated on the truck, but the whole truck body is done. It's very exciting that that's ready to go. So I'm really just focused on getting the truck running, which is basically the biggest step, I think. I don't know. It's just kind of, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a plan or like a thing I go through for my projects. It's kind of a, well, that's done, now this, and now this, and now this, and now I think of this, and then I think of that. So I don't really keep plans for my projects. I got all kinds of ideas in my head, but as far as like the plan or schedule of how I'm trying to do these projects, there's nothing like that. It's whenever time comes around, whenever the parts are around, whenever something's accessible is when we're working on these. So at least now, as far as there's obviously a lot of fabrication to go on this truck. We'll do a little walk here. So the last time I was working on it, as you can see, I tore all the injection lines off the pump here. There's no lines on the engine anymore. They're all down here. These lines weren't necessarily horrible. This right here was one of my issues for the truck running. This here is one of the return lines back to the injection pump. It was completely rusted in half, and I wanted, after, I don't know, as I got going on this, I wanted to replace them. You can even see like these lines, they're just rusty, crusty. I'm not a fan of it for what I'm doing. I want to go through it, get those replaced. That way once it's running, I don't got to worry about them. It can just run, it can do its thing. So yeah, so waiting on injection lines for the 12 valve. This Amazon box right here is my intermediate shaft to connect the steering box up to the Chevy. I got half of a Chevy intermediate shaft that's going to get cut right around here and then adapted onto the Dodge steering gear with the Dodge intermediate shaft. So that's all good progress, pretty simple stuff. I'm trying to think of what else we got to do on here. Obviously we have no interior. We got a pretty crappy dash pad, but that is what it is. I'm not really worried about interior. I did, however, manage to find a really nice bench seat at the local scrapyard that's like freshly reupholstered. So I'm really happy about that. As soon as we get the truck out of the garage, we can throw the seat in it. Trying to think here what else we got with this. I mean, yeah. So that might be it for the 12 valve. I do have new fuel tank straps for it because obviously the tank's out of it. I do got to do some fabricating on that end of things, but minor details, that's easy stuff to me compared to what we did with the old cab here. But as far as the 12 valve goes, it needs a lot of work still. So I still want to try and have the truck running by July, so I got a month. But all I got to do to get it running is just complete the fuel system on it. I still obviously got to take care of brakes, the clutch. I still have to mount a clutch pedal in the truck. So there's a lot to do. Just gonna keep slowly making progress at it as we can. So that's where this truck is at now. If I think of anything else, I'll add it in this video, but yeah, we're gonna go on to some other things. One other thing that hasn't been really shown on the channel much, but I know has been in the background almost every time I've worked on the square body or have moved the square body around, is this right here. This right here is a 59 Ford F-250. This is a really cool truck. It's a fully complete truck. It's halfway restored from the front half. This was my grandfather's. I've been slowly doing stuff with it. It's just kind of an intermission at the moment. I'm just waiting for some stuff to be finalized that I can't really talk about, or I don't really want to talk about it on here. It's more personal than it needs to be for YouTube. So this is an intermission. This guy's waiting. And along with this, I also have another one of my grandpa's vehicles. This is another really cool one. This is a 53 Buick Roadmaster. This car is kind of in the same situation as that truck, so we're not going to really talk about it too much, but these will hopefully be making their big debut on the channel next summer, is when I hope to be starting to do a lot more of these. So it would be really fun to start tinkering with them now. We got a big cobweb. I'm all tangled up in it now. I really want to mess with these, but like I said, he's got some stuff going on. When the time is right, I'll talk about that, but for now, they're in the background. They're just looking cool. I'm happy that they're here. So the next thing, this is kind of a confusing one to talk about. I almost should just do its own video for this car, because it's quite the hodgepodge of parts that I have put together over the last 4 years, 3-4 years now. So yeah, I'm just gonna show it, and we're gonna see where this goes. I don't want to talk too much about it, but we're gonna talk a little bit about it. So turn the camera around here. This here is my 99 Subaru GC8 Impreza Coupe. This was my first GC8. I've tinkered a lot with it over the years. Currently on jack stands again because I started doing some stuff this spring to it after I took it out of storage. This car, like I said, is a 99, but it has nothing left to it from a 99 other than the body. I've gone through and have done a lot of work to it. Like I said, I'll probably make a whole video explaining this car, but full interior swap out of a GD. Seats, well, Sparco race seat and stock WRX GD seat. Very, I don't know. This car is built to how I wanted it to be built, and I haven't really spared any expenses on that. So obviously, from having a swapped interior, it might make you wonder if other things are swapped, and yes they are. It has a full 03 WRX swap into it. This is out of my original WRX that this was out of my very first WRX. So the rear strut towers rusted out on my old WRX wagon, and I didn't really know what to do with the car. And I'd always wanted to swap a GC. Even before I got into Subarus, I've always liked these cars. I actually almost had one as my first car without even knowing what these were, and I just liked it. And after I got into Subarus, I realized that's what it was and what they were. And you know, you learn a lot, you figure stuff out. And I've really had a lot of opportunities to learn a lot about the 2000s chassis, and from learning a lot about those, it's really helped me figure out this chassis. So it's, ooh, there's a big mosquito. But yeah, I mean, I've done a lot with this car. I've had it all the way down to a bare shell when I originally built it, all the way to where it is now. I've daily driven it for 2 summers in a row. I've put about 10,000 miles on this car, maybe a little bit more. It's just a fun car. I have overly enjoyed this car more than anything for something that I built from the ground up. So it's currently on jack stands because it's getting a full ABS delete, a new steering rack. I put a new steering column in it. Yeah, just I've been going through it this year and fixing all the things that have bothered my OCD from when I originally built the car, and I'm very excited to get it on the road this summer because it's, like I said, I have very bad OCD when it comes to stuff, and I've been fixing all the little things that I kind of just left when I originally built it. So it's really nice to have that being gone through. Hopefully the next video you see will probably be working on this car, and maybe I'll do more of a walkthrough of the parts and what is this car really, because this thing ranges from parts from 1993 to 2007. Like it is a hodgepodge, but I love it to death. This is my favorite car. So that's that one. We're gonna go wander up on top of the hill, and we're gonna take a look at the WRX that I just put an engine in, the one I bought and just randomly started filming another project of. So I'll walk up here, and looky there, it's sitting outside now. Gotta get the bumper thrown on it. I got one color match side skirt on it. I got the TSWs off of it and put it on some stock. I believe these are just off of a like late 2000s Outback, I believe are these rims, but they work for me. I like it. This thing is pretty well complete. The last video we did a compression test on it. We were going through just figuring out some stuff with the misfire, and it's actually running very well now. I could start it up for you here, but yeah, I gotta figure this thing out. It's still not making boost. I haven't really had much time to look into that since, but this thing's doing good. I just gotta get some time to go in and tinker with it, but we'll do a little start on it for you. Show everybody how she starts. Find my key here. I haven't started it in a few days, so let's see how she does. Oh yes. Maybe a little hesitating, but it's not bad. I'm kind of debating on putting a stock up pipe on this car. I don't know. It's kind of loud, it's kind of obnoxious. I don't know if maybe that's why it's kind of having some running issues. Maybe I'm just being weird, but anyway, it sounds pretty good. It runs pretty good. So yeah, that's where that project's at. I took it on its first test drive and it didn't really make boost. Or because I'm not used to driving a stock WRX, I didn't notice it was making boost. I don't know. I really haven't put much more time into it. The last time I worked on it, I was here kind of late, so I just went home. It's been a few days now, so I gotta get back onto that, but I'm gonna go and shut it off here so I don't gotta yell into the camera as much. So yeah, also I've been cleaning up the interior on it. You got such a mess of a sub that was in here, so taking that out. So the interior is quite the mess at the moment, but hey, what do you do? You know, it's a project. Everything's a project. But yeah, just making slow progress on it. Hopefully I'll get the boost figured out and we can get this car on its way soon. So, and yeah, I don't know. Usually I'm good at kind of rambling to myself, but I'm kind of having a hard time with words here. So we're gonna step into the garage and talk about another little thing that I picked up. I don't really know if, did I film this? Yeah, this car was in the last video, but I didn't really talk much about it. I just kind of showed what it was. I have another bug-eyed WRX. This one is kind of a rusty mess. I've got a little bit going on here. Didn't run when I got it. They were having fuel issues with the lines, so I hooked this up just to make sure it ran. Hooked it directly from the pump and ran it straight out. Supposedly the tank has a hole in it. Previous friend of mine was going to repair it, and the inserts in the body for the subframe ended up spinning, so he decided to part ways with it at that point, which I don't blame him. It's, I don't know, for what these cars are, they're kind of easier to find just another chassis and work with compared to a GC, I would say. So he decided to part ways with it. I think he had it more as a fun car just to drive around than he did as a hobbyist car. So yeah, anyway, I ended up with it. I'm going to be parting this car out. Currently, I've just been using it to help support the projects that are going on until I get that car on its way. Then this will get fully parted out because I won't need parts off it then. Hopefully I won't need as many parts off of it. So yeah, but you know, stock 2-liter, motor's good, trans is good, rear diff is good. It was a running and driving car up until obviously I got it and put it on jack stands. I haven't really torn much out of it yet. Luckily I got some goodies I'm gonna get out of it for myself. Mainly for the white car, it's getting the wideband gauge. I think that's the only thing going to the white car. It's got a carbon fiber blob eye scoop on it that somebody spray painted black, sadly, so it's hard to tell that it's carbon fiber, but that's cool to have. I might spend some time cleaning that up to bring the carbon fiber back out. See what I can do for it. But yeah, just a few little odds and ends off of it. Like I said, parting this one out. Gonna be going soon. I have the other WRX wagon at home that we made the very first YouTube video on. Once this one is stripped down, I'll be bringing that car in here. And we will be stripping that one down to a bare shell. I plan on just stripping these two cars down to bare shells and scrapping the shells. The shells are rough. They are very bad. So we're gonna get all the parts out of them, fill up my inventory shelves again, and yeah, then I can start selling some parts and making some income to support these projects. So, but I'm gonna have STI seats for sale. I'm gonna have the TSWs for sale. Obviously a lot of bits off of here. I got a little bit of everything when it comes to parts. I got 2 sets of bug-eye headlights right now, which is awesome. Even though they're just kind of crappy stock ones. I'm not too sure what I'm doing with this set. I haven't decided if I'm putting them in the wagon that's gonna be sold or if I'm gonna sell them separately. Either way, kind of neat. They're a wannabe JDM headlight, I guess. They're a single HID instead of a dual projector like the actual JDM ones would be, but pretty cool. They look neat. I'll give it that. So, also have a very, very gross set of bug-eye seats that I'm gonna clean up to replace the STI seats that are in the for sale wagon. I don't really know what else to consider that car. So, yeah, just parts scattered everywhere, stuff I gotta just kind of get around to doing. So, I don't know, this is just what I do. There's still probably a few other projects that I could talk about. Let me set this up here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there's obviously more projects I could talk about. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I have a 93 K1500 Chevy. It's a project that I've wanted to start on for a while, but I just haven't. It's too nice of a truck, so I don't really do much with it. I just kind of end up daily driving it half the time. But someday that truck will be on the channel more. What else is there? We got the old dick body Ford at home. That's just kind of the plow truck tow rig. Even though it's not, hopefully it won't be as much of a tow rig after we get the square body Cummins done, because the square body is replacing the Ford in hauling trailers. The Ford was never supposed to haul my trailers. It was only supposed to plow snow. But obviously I've expanded to doing more and more every year, and it's just ended up doing more and more for me every year. So it's been a good truck, but it's time to get that square body done so I can start using it. So yeah, that's just that's what I got going on. That's the basis of all the projects. Obviously, well, the drift car also that you had seen in some earlier videos, that is not here. That is actually at my work still. I'll probably bring it here soon since it's summer and I can actually work on it just in my driveway or wherever I want, compared to the previous videos. It was in the middle of winter, so I wasn't just working on it outside. I was using my resources and, you know, being smart about it, working on it indoors at work where it's nice and heated. So probably be getting that car back on here. I did find an intermediate shaft for that, which actually I don't think anybody knows that it needs, because I think there's still a video I have to edit for that car. Wow. Yeah, there's a video from this winter that I made on working on that car that I didn't upload. I just remembered. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get that uploaded this week because it's gonna be way out of, I don't know. I don't really have like a time frame or anything to my videos. They're just kind of coming out as they're coming out, and they're on whatever they're on. There's no rhyme or reason to what we're doing here. But yeah, I don't know. It's obviously kind of just a lot of rambling, so hopefully this didn't go too long. I appreciate anybody who watched. Ooh. I appreciate everybody who watches. Give me a like, give me a follow. So I'm gonna be, hopefully now that we're into summer, I'm gonna be kicking myself in the butt to stay up on making videos more. So at least one a week. If I can hold myself to making a video a week, I think that'd be pretty good. So we're gonna try and hold to that. So far, the last, I think, 3 weeks I've had a video up. So yeah, you'll either see this video next or a video of me working on the drift car from months ago next. So whichever one it is, I hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.